Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with selections for Wednesday, the 12th of July. But first, a very brief recap on Tuesday's performance. Well, some of it was poor selections, some of them ran okay, but the rain didn't quite arrive. And one of them, especially, was given an atrocious ride. And if you watched all the races, you'll know exactly which one I'm talking about. That horse is Where's Jeff and Billy Garrity. Well, as you'll be aware, if you watched all of Pontefract races today, you'll have noticed that I did expect them to come near side, and I did expect some rain that was forecast to arrive. Unfortunately, it didn't really arrive, or not enough, and the horses didn't come near side, apart from one horse towards the back end of the day when no more rain actually came down. So Billy Garrity, whereas none of the jockeys throughout the day came near side. There was one that came middle track, but that was because it had to come around horses. So Billy Garrity, what he thought he'd do is, he thought he'd go about 20 lengths further than any other jockey in any other race, especially this race, for better ground. Well, there was no better ground, and it was completely well beaten. It was backed in from 16s to 9 to 2. So if you got in early, you was on the price. But unfortunately, I think the steward should look into that. And don't get me wrong, we would have still probably, if that would have come place, might have, I don't know, just about broken even, possibly. I don't know. But it was disappointing because you can pick them for a reason, and it was just blatantly, in my opinion, given a bad ride. You might want to watch the race over again, and then you might see for yourself. But disappointing. So let's get on to Wednesday. Let's start fresh. Let's get on to Wednesday's selections. So these are horse racing selections for Catterick races on July the 12th, which is Wednesday. So the first selection, it's a 10 pence each way, lucky 63 again. And the first selection is Peace Wall at 9 to 2 in the 10 past 3 at Catterick, paying 5 places instead of 4. Not a fantastic price, but I like the look of this horse, and it's got Benoit de Lissayette coming up. It doesn't go that far north, it doesn't, especially midweek. So I'm quite surprised it's at this track. It does ride a lot for, I ain't half picking some awkward names through that. Kevin Philippart Defoy, I think his name is, and he's come north for this ride. In fact, he's come for a few rides at Catterick. Kevin de Philippart, yeah, you know what I mean. Defoy, the trainer, he's only ever sent 5 runners to Catterick. He's had a winner and 2 seconds. So basically, he's had 3 places out of the 5. I do like the look of this horse, and I think he's sent these to run a good race. It's a nursery, and I think it will like the slower ground. It is bred to want, I believe it's by Camacho, and it will want this slower ground. It's ran okay so far, but I do believe it is improving. It's got a decent jockey on board. The second selection is Renesmee at 7 to 1 in the 340 at Catterick. Same connections. I think it will prefer the slower ground. I think it's got a decent chance. The third selection is Lord Toranaga at 10 to 1 in the 10 past 4 at Catterick, paying 4 places instead of 3. I did like a number of horses in this race, but an awful lot of them only have form up to a mile and a half. I think this horse is very well handicapped. It's just running into form. It was just pipped on the line last time. I'm not normally too keen on them performances because I always tend to find they end up running down the field next time. But I do like the look of this horse. I think it's got a cracking chance, and 10 to 1 is a decent price. The fourth selection is Granny B. I've left the price in the 440 at Catterick. If you want a cash out option, you will have to take the price, but I think it's too stingy at the moment. It was keen on slow ground, and it also pressed a relatively informed horse called Platinum Girl last time. I think basically it did too much. It just tired up the hill towards the end at Carlisle. Well, this is nowhere near as stiff as Carlisle, although it can be tested in heavy ground, which I don't think it will be tomorrow. I think the ground will definitely slow down because in a minute I shall show you the forecast. At the end of the video, I'll show you the forecast for Catterick, and there's quite a lot of rain forecast for tomorrow morning. The fifth selection is Rain Cap at 20 to 1 in the 10 past 5 at Catterick, paying 4 places instead of 3. This horse, it can handle slower ground. Also, it's a Catterick specialist, which is also extremely well handicapped. I believe it ran in this race last year and came third. It's off exactly the same mark, which was 50 again. And 20 to 1 is far too big a price. And the final selection is Final Frontier at 25 to 1 in the 5:45 at Catterick, paying 4 places instead of 3. This is an old boy, but this is a Ruth Carr specialist. It's off a basement mark of something like 47 now, and it ran up to a Racing Post rating of 45, which tells me that it's basically, it ran up to nearly up to its mark. I think it's been overlooked. There's quite a short price favourite in the race, and I think a couple of the a couple of the horses that are shorter price than this one could actually underperform, where this horse could end up sneaking into a place. So that's the bet for Wednesday. So let me just show you the rain forecast. So this is the Met Office, and what I normally do is this. So it allows you, I know you can't see it, it allows you to type in a search. I'm going to type in, and it lets you pinpoint it. So I've typed in Catterick, and it lets you click on Catterick Racecourse. So as you can see the map marker. Well, that's for today. I'm going to go on to tomorrow, and I need to reverse the time a little bit. So I'm currently, right, I'm going to click, and this is 4:30 in the morning. So as you can see, there's some rain heading in that direction. I'm not quite sure how accurate this is, but I'm going to use it. And as you can see, there's rain now heading in that direction. And I think basically, I think it'll be about good to soft. So there it is at 11:30 in the morning. Sorry, 11 o'clock. So you could say that it never quite gets there, but I'm convinced there will be rain at Catterick tomorrow morning, and I think it will be no faster than good to soft all round, and that will suit our horses. The more rain, the better, but I'm happy with good to soft all over. It's currently, according to the Racing Post, it's good to firm in places, I believe. Good to firm, good in places. However, Sky Bet give it as good to soft in places, and I'm convinced that that's more accurate than the Racing Post. So it's quite a long-winded video. So as you can see, I'm expecting good to soft ground, and that's what the selections are based on, or even slower. So the very best of luck. You can give me a like or subscribe. Hang in there. I'm sure things will turn around. It's been pretty naff recently, unless you back the last winner of the day. I'm not encouraging people to chase the losses, but if you'd back the last horse of the day, you might have scraped level or made a profit. But anyway, I'm just waffling now. So you can give me a like or a subscribe. That was absolutely fantastic. So the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.